Happy beautiful June, my liquid soulmates. I love this month because here in the state of Florida, the traffic gets a little bit easier, which is wonderful. But what we also do in the month of June is head to the beach more and spend more time in our bathing suits. And so this month, what I really wanted to talk about is judgment, and in particular, judgment on our bodies. And I'm sure each one of us can relate to a time in which we felt that our bodies were being judged by somebody else and how terrible that feels. And just as human beings, we all have opinions and beliefs and all of this, and it can be. So let's look at judgment for a moment. Even if we think, gosh, that person looks amazing or in shape, even if it's a positive thought, it's still a form of judgment, right? So whether it's negative or positive, there's judgment involved. And really what I want to focus on is not the judgment of others, but the judgment within ourselves. So we also have lots of thoughts and beliefs about ourselves, and in particular, how we look and how we wish that we looked. And I think this is like a human trait that runs very thick through all of us, on how we wish that we had an ideal body or an ideal look or something that we wish could be different with ourselves. And coming back to judgment, whether it's positive or negative, there's still some kind of a judgment there. If we think about ourselves in a neutral zone, where, how can I describe this neutral zone? Where there is no thought of good or bad, but the thought of what is best and healthy. So instead of having any kind of judgment, we focus on the facts and begin to care for ourselves in a way in which it's not out of judgment, but out of what's going to feed the cells in my body, what's going to increase my health and longevity. So instead of focusing on the appearance of the body, focusing instead on the health and well-being of the body. And this task can be a little bit challenging considering our society and our societal norms with what we think, appears to be beautiful and healthy, and, what we think appears to be unhealthy or whatever. And so this month, what I'm really encouraging you to do is to sit with like any belief systems that you have about yourself and your appearance, your health, and how you like truly care for yourself. So last month I had talked a little bit about, the movement underneath. And if we apply that to how we care for ourselves, it's like, how does each thing that I expose myself to, whether that be something outside, an environmental exposure, or an internal, like eating food or taking supplements, for example, how is this enhancing my health? How is this creating a feeling of like the abundance of health? Or and what I mean by abundance of health is when you feel good, you start to do things that make you feel better, and then you feel better, and then so you do more of those things. So it's getting into the cycle of not judgment of myself, but how can I be my biggest champion and allow anything that I'm putting in or on my body to work for my highest good. So these things can also be like emotional or mental. Like, what are the emotional and mental things that I'm allowing myself to be exposed to? And really begin to notice how your body responds to anything that it's being exposed to without judgment, but think like, oh gosh, when I, have that second cup of coffee, I feel a little jittery inside. So what communication is that, sending me? What is my body talking to me about through that jitteriness? Or, ooh, when I ate that burger, gosh, it sure tasted good, going down, but my tummy was very upset. And so all of these signalings in our body are communications. And we have spent a long time learning how to shut down those communications with our body. And we've also spent a long time, our lifetimes really, building these belief systems about our bodies and what they should look like and all of that stuff. So this month, I felt like, I hope I'm making sense. This month, what I really want to narrow it down to is beginning to view your body in neutral. So not needing to be different or not needing to be anything but what it is. And then also, like, body, how can I support you in the most non-judgmental way possible to promote your health and well-being? And our bodies are always talking. So when we pause long enough and really inquire within, our bodies are going to respond. It's just giving it that time. So this month in June, when you're out on the beach, I want you to feel so proud of your miraculous body. I want you to see yourself in the beauty that you are right now without any changes needing done. I want you to feel healthy and strong. So let's work on this. Let's really tap into those signals of our body and live a dynamic life. I hope you join me. Until next month, namaste.